Welcome to this special anniversary edition of PairFect. I am Dina Ventura.
And I'm Francine Marquez. And this is the special
Yes, showcase.
anniversary edition of Daily Tribune. It's 128 pages, full packed with all the analysis, news, comments, lifestyle trends, sports, spaces, everything that you've wanted to find out about our current situation right now.
And moving forward. It's also about planning ahead and moving forward.
Staying fearless like Daily Tribune. And congratulations to all the hard-working men and women of Daily Tribune. We did it! And special thanks to our bosses, Sir W and Miss Chingbi Fernandez. Yay! Don't you think we're the most hardworking group in town?
Yes,
we're the most hardworking newspaper in town.
Buti na lang. We have a very good team and our office.
Yes, we love our office. We
well-equipped.
We love our team. We have such a great team. Talaga, solid. I can't say anything more. So, happy anniversary, guys. Get your copy to our Katribu. Thanks.
Also available on our website.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also download the stories, of course, from our website. Yes, diba? Purpose we have a press reader.
Press reader website.
You like to have that good old-fashioned layouts.
Yes.
That our layout team worked so hard for, Miss Avik and everyone else. Happy anniversary. We made it.
Oh, yes.
Yes, which brings us to our special guest for today.
Yes, very relevant, very now.
Yes, especially GCQ, people are going back to the office. We have the hybrid way of working, right?
Yes.
So, let me introduce our guest for today. Well, watch the Vice President of Marketing and Strategic Partnership of the largest flexible workspace provider and talent sourcing provider, KMC Solutions. We have for today Mr. Gian Reyes. We'll be talking about the future of work and the company's biggest strengths and why offices, workspaces are relevant right now. So, everyone, Katribu, let's welcome Gian. Hi!
Welcome to PairFect, Gian.
Yes, we're so happy to have you, especially on our 21st anniversary episode for PairFect.
Yes, congratulations, guys. It's such a big milestone, and I like the little shout out to the bosses. You definitely can't forget about the bosses, right?
Of course.
And thank you for inviting me, Dina and Francine. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us in this special edition. Everyone's really curious about how to proceed after the pandemic. I mean, we're not out of it yet, but everyone's looking forward to the time when we can be back to as normal as we can get. So we'd like to hear more from you about the situation in the office department. But before we get to that, we'd like to ask how you've been this past months. How has 2021 been for you?
Already halfway through the years, June 30.
Oh my gosh, time goes so fast. Actually, I ended 2020 with a lot of positivity, both in personal and career. What I actually had is I actually just moved to KMC Solutions in November last year, so end of November. And then in December, on my personal life, I actually got engaged also. So, this new year has started off with a lot of positivity, and it's sort of just continued for the 6 months, and it's really changed my mindset on things.
Yes. And we understand that it's actually in their office. That's not a Zoom background.
That's not a Zoom background.
So that shows us how attractive all those KMC Solutions workspaces are.
I know.
Yes.
I think the concept for KMC Solution is something new, right? I mean, you're the property editor. You should be able to tell me.
Well, yes and no, because even before the pandemic, co-working spaces were becoming popular already. Especially for freelancers, entrepreneurs. It's really, and it makes sense because co-working spaces always have They provide the basic amenities of an office,
Right.
except that you don't settle there that much.
It's not your permanent
Yes, it's not your
place.
permanent place. But then they also have virtual addresses. They can
Mm.
probably, like KMC Solutions, I think they can manage a virtual office for
Yeah.
you for
Right.
when the time that you're ready to really put up your own
Yeah.
office. So it's really very helpful. Well, we have Gian back.
Hello again.
Yes, you were talking about how the start of 2021 was.
Yeah. So at the start of 2021, I sort of entered the year with positivity because yes, of the recent engagement with my now fiance, and
Wow.
also
Congrats.
because I've been doing probation here for the first 6 months with KMC because I just started with them.
Okay.
And I gotta say, like it was such a good environment to go in. Like I've been sort of blessed with the team that I've gotten in the marketing department, as well as an execom that's like always executing. So it's just a joy to sort of work here and to try new things. And obviously, I feel good in these next few months because I wasn't expecting for all these vaccinations to roll out so quick. But the LGUs have just been like doing it at speed. In fact, with KMC, we ordered all these vaccines uh, before, thinking that it's going to be very delayed in the LGUs. But now it looks like a lot of our workforce has already been vaccinated. So
Okay, good.
things are looking up for everyone, I think.
For the work
Yes, yes. But how is it
industry.
with the GCQ right now? What's the capacity of the co-working spaces and office spaces in KMC Solutions?
So the capacity of our workspaces, we actually have a fair bit of foot traffic depending on your location. Like with the capacity, it actually doesn't sort of give you a fair idea of how many people are there because they're still occupied. They may not be in the offices, but we still count them as occupied. So what we're looking at is in terms of the numbers in Metro Manila, it's around like the lower 20% sort of foot traffic, but this changes sort of day to day. I think most people have sort of moved to a more activity-based way of working or hybrid-based way of working. Whereas if there's a project that needs a lot of collaboration, you definitely want to get into the office. And there's also little hiccups like slow internet at home or no electricity at home, which makes people go into the office.
Okay.
And then, of course, tell us more about KMC Solutions. I understand you have a lot of offers also in terms of workspaces or from virtual to actually being in a physical space.
Yeah. When did the company start? I mean, when was it established and how has it been doing this pandemic?
So the company, we actually just celebrated our 10-year anniversary last year, so end of last year. And it's interesting you say that we have a lot of offerings because we do. And it sort of started out, like the company started out 10 years ago where they're sort of just looking at solving problems for our clients, right? And what happens with that is we sort of evolve over time. Like at the start of the business, we were sort of just allowing our clients to have a more flexible lease term, right? And to give them a space for their companies. Because before, there was no other option but to take like a long 5-year lease where you can't really have any flexibility. Your business grows within the next 3 months, right? And then these entities might have needed staff, but they didn't know how to handle HR, or they didn't want to go through like our labor laws and all that stuff that they have to worry about. So we offered staff leasing, and then there's also a problem where you need to have a business address in order to register here in the Philippines to register your business. So we also offer virtual offices. So it's all sort of just happened organically where we're trying to sort of solve problems. And I think, it's in the name for KMC. There's KMC Solutions, right? Which is what we do. And I think that DNA has sort of helped us move through this pandemic as well, and the new offerings that we have that I can tell you more about.
Mhm.
How many, how expansive are the branches of KMC Solutions? Are you in every
Oh,
key city in the Philippines?
yeah, so we actually have the greatest, I guess, market share in terms of square meters here in the Philippines. So we have over 20 locations stretching in Metro Manila, Clark, Cebu, Iloilo. So this has really helped us also in terms of the pandemic, where anyone can sort of work near them
Okay.
wherever they are. So even though your headquarters may have been in BGC before and you're living in Quezon City, you could go to an office closer to you. Or even if you decide to go back to Cebu and stay with your family during the pandemic, we have an office in Cebu also where you can work.
What
Okay.
about for like freelancers? Is it like a membership is involved, or can they just walk into your spaces?
For us, we practice what we call pro working. So with the pro working, we actually make it very easy for people to work in any of our 20 locations. It's a monthly fee, but it
Mhm.
only costs like 5,000 pesos.
Monthly.
So
Does it
yeah,
come with
so it's definitely like you get free coffee. We have
I
Mad
was
Max,
going
which
to
is a
ask
great
that.
coffee brand. It's
Free flowing
unlimited,
coffee.
and trust me, I've been availing of that in the past few months, where I just
Right.
drink like 2 or 3 a day. It's
Wow.
Okay.
good coffee. It's good coffee. Like we have espresso machines in our offices.
Oh,
Okay.
It's definitely
nice.
a perk that I may have abused a little bit. You know what I mean?
So, Gian, have you noticed any changes in the demand for your services or facilities over this pandemic? And how do you see the company going forward?
Yeah. So definitely we, just like everyone else, have felt um, the pandemic. And we're not actually that negative about it because I think we have a lot of business channels
Mhm.
and business products. So we've seen a shift to the growing BPO industry,
Okay.
and we provide staff for that BPO industry, whereas our staff are more on the technical side, like
Mhm.
engineers and developers and things like that. So we're still seeing a rise in staff leasing as borders are sort of getting shut down. It's like it doesn't matter if you're working in New York or you're working here in the Philippines now because everyone was working from home
Okay.
uh, at that time. And then we've been quite lucky, obviously, because we have investments from Mitsubishi, AIGF, and we've got a big war chest. So
Mhm.
I think in the industry we're the only ones that actually added square footage instead of
Oh,
decreasing. In fact,
Wow.
this is actually I'm in Armstrong right in
Mhm.
Makati, KMC Armstrong, which is a whole building for KMC,
yeah.
which we launched this year.
Mhm.
We're saying it's not a Zoom
It's
background. It
very
looks very
nice.
pretty and attractive.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Like I can have one of my people walk behind me just to
Yes.
prove it if you want.
Yeah. But you want to, actually, Gian, you were saying that you started out early this year and you're
Mhm.
also trying to start out also maybe feeding what sort of strategies to place with regards to KMC Solutions moving forward. What you want to find out is how exactly is your job, your background. You want to know a little bit
More
more about
about
yourself.
you.
But before we
Yeah.
proceed, let's have a short break from our sponsors. we're back. This is PairFect. I'm Francine Marquez with Dina Ventura. This is the 21st anniversary episode for Daily Tribute. So, Dina, aren't you going to flex something?
Yes, I just want to show our audience our beautiful
Yes,
spaces. Section. It's
Read all about it.
full color.
Yes, our latest trends. What's happened, especially during the
Trends in the
yeah.
property sector,
Yes,
the industry.
of
So,
course.
yan.
And then more sections.
Yeah, lifestyle. Okay, that's for later. Okay, let's go back to Gian.
Yeah, and before we had our break, we're asking Gian about his job, maybe your management style, also strategies, learnings.
And you said you just recently joined KMC. Where were you before that?
Yes, tell us more about it.
So yeah, it was actually a tough decision to move on to KMC because I was actually working as the internet marketing division head at August 99 before, and I was happy and I loved my team there.
Yeah.
Everyone felt like family, and then it was pandemic. But then when KMC sort of knocked on my door, it was sort of hard to say pass up a market leader in a VP position. So it was definitely a bit of a risk for me going into probation during the pandemic, but I think it was well worth it. Like I mean, I love my team now also, as well as the executive team. So it's definitely paid off. I love where I am. I think the term is I think I found my people. Right?
Yes.
That's very important.
Yeah.
It definitely is. You gotta love the people you work with. It seems like you and Dina have a lot of fun.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
And a lot of
There should be
stress at the same
joy.
time sometimes.
Well, crazy, busy kind of stress.
Gotta take the good with the bad. Right?
Yes,
Right.
right.
Yeah, good
But
stress.
who do you want to be stressed out with is really the question there.
Oh, just give me
Good
good
one.
coffee and we're fine. Yeah. So, what are the challenges that you find in your job right now?
Yeah, well, I guess like one of the challenges is of course moving from what's traditionally been a very feel by feel sort of industry in marketing, whereas because of my background, I've always been more analytical, as well as because I come from a digital marketing background as opposed to a traditional marketing background. And we definitely put a lot more focus on being more about the ROI and the returns on the ad spend and things like that. So
Okay.
I've had to train my team on how to sort of determine what makes a good ad or not. And it's really, you got to really take your ego away from it. And it's not like, oh, because I said this will work, it will work. It's more like, this is what works.
Okay.
Right?
So
But I
that
could be wrong. Everyone in my team knows that they can correct me at any time. Right? So there's really no egos or anything like that. And obviously, one of the challenges was to get to know my team. And a lot of it was hard because sometimes, they're not even in the office. And they've got a new boss who, like, they only see you on Zoom or whatever. But honestly, we're sort of in the office at least half the time or majority of the time. In fact, at the start of the year, we were 100% back in the office.
Okay. How big is your team, Gian? How many?
Oh, my team's actually just about 10 people here at the marketing team. And we definitely just sort of augment that with some outsourced staff
Okay.
in true KMC fashion.
Okay.
Is part of checking out the office spaces part of your job, or I mean, with 20 spaces spread buildings
Across the
spread out
Philippines.
across the Philippines.
Yeah, definitely. I get to visit all these like beautiful spaces. Although I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play favorites. I don't know if I should mention which of my spaces is our favorite. Obviously, one of the things we look at is customer experience, which is very important in how you guys sort of experience our spaces. And one of the things that we try to keep sort of uniform is that great customer service experience. Everything is the same. Like you get the nice Sonos sound system wherever you go. there's a mind and body sort of space for you guys to either do your trainings
Oh,
or here in the podium you can even do ballet. In Armstrong you can even do ballet with these mirrors in the
wow.
yoga room, right?
Oh, there's a
So
yoga
I
room.
we're
love it.
I think our vision here is like making work plus life better.
Mhm.
And we really try to give that in our spaces, as well as some exciting new things that we're going to try to do for our
Mhm.
clients over the next couple of months.
I noticed that it's quite vibrant. There are a lot of colors, not your usual gray, black, white office kind of space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it definitely is, and thank you for noticing. Like we we figured that nowadays the average working age is around mid 20s, right?
Mhm.
Of all Filipinos, which
Mhm.
definitely makes me feel kind of old. And they love these sort of Instagrammable sort of spaces,
Backgrounds, right?
and people actually we've done research, and people actually would stay with a company or want to work more in a company if their work environment sort of inspires them, right?
Mhm.
And they're really passionate about where they work.
Mhm.
Um, Honestly, in Makati, obviously we see a lot of gray buildings, and when they walk into here for an interview, it's like, hey, I want to work there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's one thing our clients really love is being able to have these beautiful shared spaces.
Yeah. But Gian, how did you cope during the pandemic? Well, how are you coping during this pandemic when going to the office is limited or work
Yes.
offices are closed mostly?
Or did KMC Solutions close at all during the
Yes.
pandemic?
Yeah. Well, we always follow the AITF sort of guidelines, and I think one of the things that we just became really aware of is providing the safest space possible here
Mhm.
in KMC. So we follow like every capacity. In fact, we were already well equipped because we have wider desks than most spaces. Like we have
Mm.
those 1.2-meter desks,
For space.
and then also we employed a lot of sanitation sort of initiatives. Um, we've even got UV lights every time you use a meeting room. We go there with a UV light and sort of make sure that everything is clean.
Mhm.
For spaces that have been born from the pandemic, like here in Armstrong, we've
Mhm.
even employed a company from the U.S.
Mhm.
To check out the space and make sure that it's sort of safe and try to figure out where the points are where uh, there's like high traffic and try to like minimize that so
Mhm.
everyone's sort of spread out.
Mhm.
So we're using, I think, AI technology to sort of map all of that out.
Nice.
So we're getting quite advanced in making sure that people are safe. And we come into the offices all the time. In fact,
Mhm.
we're here now,
Mhm.
and it's not just when we need to. I think people genuinely like the free aircon. I mean, going into the office.
And the coffee, don't forget.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
How can we forget the coffee?
Yeah. Well, I guess with work from home is the primary mode of work setup right now.
Mm.
How are workspaces, co-working spaces, office spaces relevant right now?
Yeah.
How do you see
Actually,
KMC
we
Solutions
feel
here?
that it's more relevant than ever, but I think the dynamics have shifted quite a bit. Whereas before it was very landlord centered, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
You have to pay us this much, you have to sign up for this long, your security deposit, whatever. Everything like it's a big barrier to entry to try and get the space. But before they could get away with that, right? Like this before, you'd have like cities with 3%, 2% vacancy rate.
Mhm.
So you're really competing against everyone else to get a space.
Mhm.
Whereas now, we're looking at around 14% vacancy rate in the major cities in Metro Manila.
Mm.
So when you look at it that way, it's sort of like I think what people are doing, because there are still people that need to be at the office all the time, right? What they're
Like
doing
us.
is what we like to call right sizing, and then moving on to a
Mm.
hybrid work arrangement, which is actually beneficial for us at
Mhm.
KMC,
Mhm.
right? Because what we can offer them is that flexible space where they can sort of take, get their 150-person office, put it down to 20, and then uh, give the rest of their staff what we call passports, which allows them to work on any of our locations when they need to, right?
Nice.
Because there's still, you know, those unforeseen things that
Mhm.
we enjoy here in the Philippines, like blackouts and um,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you know, suddenly our internet going down. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So and definitely it's good to have those options. And some people are thinking maybe we don't even need an office anymore, and they
Mm.
sign up for a virtual office for their address, and then
Okay.
they might even set up casa at
Mhm.
home so that we can build out like fast internet, ergonomic chair. Like we'll set up something
Mhm.
at your home
Oh,
so that
really?
you can effectively work from home. Because I think what we're really trying to do is guarantee productivity,
Mm,
right?
yes.
Mm.
And that's what we want. And I guess yeah, it's all about providing flexibility for your staff, really,
Mhm.
and it's becoming really important. In fact, when reading a recent survey, they were saying that a majority of people would even quit their job if
Mhm.
there was no flexibility in the work arrangement. Because
Right.
let's face it, who wants to sit on EDSA for 4 hours just to get to work? Right.
True.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I
that's, yeah,
yeah,
oo,
I guess
kaya
that kind
talagang,
of mindset
mhm,
magnified no during the pandemic because now
yes.
you don't need to go through the traffic to be productive to finish
Mhm,
deadlines or probably coordinate with people.
yes. A lot of companies realize that it's workable. You can
Yes.
actually still continue with your
Yeah.
business even without people coming to the office every day.
Yeah,
So,
so long as you communicate.
so
Yeah, and
communicate.
that's a hard thing, right? There's also like a lot of drawbacks of working from home all the time. I think it's
Mhm.
about balance, really.
Balance.
Yes, true.
Working home all the time, there's like depression onset. There's the worst thing we were going to do to people, our worst punishment is to put them on isolation, right? And then
Yes.
suddenly we put everyone on lockdown, and there's people who live in condos who don't see anyone, and then they're
Mhm.
stuck there by themselves for 6 months. So, some people choose to go to the office, and I think everyone's circumstances are sort of different.
Yeah.
But I think what people really need to think about right now is how can I give my employees that choice, right? That
Right.
flexibility to
Flexibility.
either work from an office or work from
Mhm.
home or have fast internet at home. How can I set up that thing or even, work from a hotel
Okay.
in the beach?
I like
You
that
know?
idea.
Yes, yes. And then, of course, let's face it, not everyone can have the space for work
Mhm.
Mm.
because probably
Yeah.
you're living with other people, like you have kids, you
Mhm.
have older
Is that speaking
children.
from experience where
Yes.
people are bugging you like let me work?
Yeah, suddenly you have a Zoom meeting, the baby just cries,
Yeah,
or
so
a
it's
kid asks you for milk or whatever.
that's why it's important to really have that balance, as
Yes,
Gian was saying.
yes.
Um,
Mhm.
I heard that the KMC had a partnership with an art gallery last May. Is that right? Tell us how important partnerships are for KMC,
Yeah,
especially in this
partnerships have always
pandemic.
been at the heart of KMC, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
guess I have a really long job title that doesn't fit on my business card. That says VP of Marketing and Strategic Partnerships, right? So, we've always tried to help out and partner with uh, local, I guess, businesses like, um, and we had this amazing Modeka art exhibit, which is still up at our podium office, and we've sort of supplemented that with. I tried my hand at painting the past few weeks, not successfully, mind you. Wasn't as successful as I had hoped. I will probably hide those paintings from view for a while. But another thing that sort of has popped up in the last couple of weeks is I actually spent a couple of weeks in La Union, right,
Mm.
where I worked from the beach, which
Wow.
I think everyone is excited about. And while I was working there, I was like, you know what? Why can't anyone, why can't everyone do this? Why can't everyone work from the beach for 1 week, 2 weeks, or even a month, right? And I know we all need that sort of break right now.
Right.
So one of the partnerships we've been working on with my CEO Mike, and our CFO, Miguel, is partnering up with these local hotels.
Wow.
And what we've been doing is, because we've noticed, they're sort of hurting at the moment. The tourism industry is hurting. And what we wanted to do was help out by buying in advance some room nights and adding another H to our triple H, which was HQ, Hub, Home. And now we wanted to add hotel. Initially as an incentive for our clients and our staff, so that we can reward them with a week stay at a dream destination. Right, and we haven't actually announced this yet, guys, but we're actually launching launching San Juan and Siargao in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Okay, you heard
I'm
it first
getting
on PairFect.
goosebumps. Oh my goodness.
Definitely,
Wow.
that's an exclusive for you
That's a
guys.
great
So Dina,
announcement.
you know where to contact me while I try to learn balancing, riding the waves.
We might need to do some QA, guys. Right? We might go
Yes.
check it out. Make sure the experience is okay.
So 2 kinds of surfing on the net, and you know where else, Dina.
Yes.
So I think, with these kind of partnerships, we sort of try to make it mutually beneficial for us, right?
But I guess it's a
Great.
very logical thing
Mm-mm.
to happen.
Yeah.
Why not work in a place where you'll be more inspired to be more productive, especially probably if you're into the creative business?
Yes. I think this is a trend that's going to go big.
Actually, I'm praying it's a trend that will happen.
But we're calling it Flex by KMC, actually. So should I get in contact with your boss right now? And pitch this?
Offer it.
You know what? PairFect would be perfect on the beach.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
Yes. Gian, that's what
Plug.
our early shout out was for.
So you've been noticing new habits and behaviors in the market, I suppose, by coming up with these innovations in your offers. Tell us a little bit more about what new things KMC is offering to the market that's different from others.
I think what we offer in the market that's quite different to our competitors is that I guess the presence in the Philippines, where we've become experts in navigating the red tape, and our focus is actually more on making not just our spaces better, which I think we do a very good job in, but also the lives of the people that occupy these spaces. Like we take on initiatives like 30% of my staff actually work in a dorm that we subsidize so that they don't have to do a long commute to our office, that sort of thing. And we offer a workout session twice a week with our one of our area managers, which is a certified trainer. I'm just gonna give a little shout out here to Valentina, who I guess kills everyone on a Tuesday and Thursday for workouts, right? So it's really more of a holistic approach, and we're sort of committed in cutting out that red tape and making sure that you spend your time doing what you do best, and we worry about the rest, right? That's just really the philosophy that Attorney Amanda Carpo and Greg Kittleson and Mike McCullough really share.
Okay. Oh, I really understand now how KMC works, because when I first came across the name KMC, I thought it was just workspaces.
Yes, but now
But
there's so
they're
much
doing
more,
they're
no?
doing so much more, and we'd like to get to know the people in the team, I suppose, and we'll be showing pictures later.
Yes, we do.
Yes, but before we do that, we'll just pause for another break.
Yes.
Iba ng panahon, dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy to centers, pati sa mga partners may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
Hatch something big. The all-new Honda City hatchback. with 4 seating modes: utility mode, long mode, tall mode, refresh mode. The all-new City hatchback. Hatch more life.
Okay.
We're back to show you our more of our pages.
Yes. For our
Show and tell.
21st anniversary.
Yes. So, Francine,
Yes.
we'll let's
And we're also back with Gian talking about the future of workspaces. Gian, we actually trolled your Instagram account with pictures. So, this is the part where you have to tell us a little bit of something about these photographs. So,
show and tell.
yes, it's show and tell time. So, first photo. Wow.
Nice place.
Okay. So that one's actually where I am now, which is the Armstrong Corporate Center. And that's the pantry down on the 7th floor. We actually we actually have the spaces for the whole building, and we're currently open 4 floors with another 4 floors opening very soon. So this one's actually designed by our local team of designers in-house, as well as Gregory Kittleson, which is obviously the K in KMC. And we think it's one of the best spaces we've ever made, actually, even compared to the ones that are designed by international designers.
Very nice color
Yeah.
color
relaxing, no?
combination.
Next photo.
Oh, I don't know. I said I wouldn't play favorites. But this one,
It's your favorite.
I like it.
I shouldn't say anything.
There's like a bar.
So this is the food hall on the 27th floor at Podium West Tower. So unlike other spaces, we actually do have quite large pantries, as you can see, because I think, what other people don't understand is Filipinos love to eat together, right? And it really forms a lot of our bonding. As you can probably tell, I've been doing a lot of eating myself. And I love the colorway here. We launched the Podium unofficially late last year, but we're actually having a launch party this Pride to relaunch it again, just like a little private party, just to celebrate the opening. And this is actually designed by a Singaporean company called Contrast, right? And it's really premium tower. It's LEED certified, so we're really into our sustainability and our impact to the
Very
environment.
Good.
Wow. Next photo.
Oh yeah, so this is actually just here.
Okay.
Again, so that's the Armstrong building, and an interesting fact about those panels there, those are actually handmade for us specifically. It just so happens that the builder of this fit out actually had his father, who was a craftsman, who built those panels for us by hand, specifically for this space. So it was just a very fortuitous event, and I think it gives it that sort of Filipino,
Yes.
but modern feel.
I think that's Solihiya, di ba? Parang it looks like
I was gonna try to attempt to say it.
Solihiya. Okay.
So,
I like,
yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I like the
Solid.
fact that it softens the entire atmosphere also. The space, it's
Yes.
not so harsh,
Mhm.
which is like office-like. Just makes it more
Gives it a warmth,
inspiring,
yeah.
attractive. Yes, it gets that warmth. Next space. Next photo, I mean.
So this is actually interesting because this is the 26th floor of the Podium again. And this is our largest co-working space, and I believe it is the largest co-working space in the country here that we're looking at right now. So again, this is one of our premium spaces, and it just opened up. So I think there's some pre-leasing deals that can be had here.
Oh.
I'm not really in sales, so I'm not really sure, but I think right now, podium is a good buy.
When you say largest, how big a space are we talking about?
I don't actually know in square meters. I know the floor plate there is over 1,000 square meters.
Okay.
So it's one of our larger spaces. So this is about like a quarter of that.
I like the fact it gives room as well. The tables are not crowded. There's a lot of floor space to move around, no?
Yeah, density is one of those things that we like to give a lot of. Like, I mean, there's a lot of co-working spaces that pop up, and they try to, with good reason, like they try to cram everyone into a small space. But really, we want people to enjoy going into our spaces and have the room to move around. And it actually worked out for us, as I said, during the pandemic, right? Because the way we manage it and the way we built these offices, it gives room for social distance.
Yes, which we need.
Yes. Next photo. Wow.
Oh, so that's actually Lara Teng, who is the country manager for Zoom, one of our clients. So so Zoom, doesn't have a presence here in the Philippines, but we help them out with recruitment and HR here. And funny story is those two on the video there are actually my staff. So there's got to be there's a little bit of movie magic happening there. So that's Morella and Marge. And one of my rules here in the marketing team is you also have to be one of the models for a day.
When was this? Was this like a webinar? She seems to be doing some lecture.
It's actually from one of the videos that we shot where she was giving a testimonial on how easy the process of building a team here at KMC. Because they came to us during the pandemic, right? And you can imagine how much they need to grow during the pandemic. Zoom,
Of course.
right? Everyone started using Zoom all of a sudden. I don't think they were expecting it, and they sort of built out a whole team here, which is still growing with KMC.
We'd like to meet her someday.
Oh, she's very nice.
Talk
Shout out to
about
Laura.
talk about Zoom.
Yes. Next photo.
This is the Exicom. So we're actually just missing Greg here, who's currently overseas because he doesn't want to sort of travel back and face quarantine here for 2 weeks. He's been itching to come. Every time he calls me, he's like, I miss the Philippines. But yeah, I think I was asking actually our HR VP if they hire for good looks because
I know. I was going to ask, who are those attractive people?
Yeah, are they the models of KMC?
Yes. Are they the
Diba?
brand
like I
models?
don't know if I fit into this team because everyone just looks so good. Like
Wow.
medyo na-insecure ako.
Very nice photo.
So
Next.
that's the team.
Busy day.
Oh, yeah. So this is the paintings that I was talking about. So we actually held like four workshops, which was like in different sort of topics and different mediums, from sketching to oil paints and acrylics, and we sort of held an event which was still safe, but gets people out there. It was free for them to come. But we sort of just like having people in our spaces and experiencing new things. And our events team, our two events managers are actually really good here. I was quite proud of how that turned out. So I feel like people just want to get out now,
Yes.
right? And it filled up on the first day we launched it, and we had to have like a waiting list, and people were like asking to be called if people don't show up and things like that. I hope you don't have a photo of my painting because my team still hasn't given me like much rest about how bad they are.
Yeah.
I think it's important to
now
just
I'm
have
really
a
curious.
look.
Yes. How can people join your events at KMC? Is it for tenants only, or is it open to the public?
Well, we do hold like different sort of events. So this one was open to the public, but we also have things which are for members. And so for us, it's just like having people experience the space is also important to us because
Okay.
when people come in, like they're like, oh my god, I didn't even know a place like this existed. Like I've never seen an office like this. So there's still like it helps sort of build our brand also when they're walking around in a space that's completely different to what their image of what an office space looks like. Yeah. So in order to join these, we usually post it on our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're sort of everywhere, and we also send invites to our database.
Okay, so people should follow them. So
the
Yes,
accounts.
please follow KMC Solutions. That's a
Yes.
plug.
Shameless
Like,
plugging. By the VP for strategic partnerships.
of course.
Yes.
Okay,
next
so do we
photo.
have another? Oh,
Yes.
Yes. So
Another-
that's actually Tom Cragg with his. He's our VP of growth, and he's obviously sporting his
award.
beard here, the pandemic beard.
Oh.
We like to call it. Like, he doesn't usually have that, but he's holding I think our growth award there, where because traditionally we've grown 25% year on year, which is very fast growth. So we're actually a growth champion here in the Philippines. I think we ranked seventh overall and first in services.
We want to know his name.
Oh,
The owner
his
of the
name is
pandemic
Thomas
beard.
Cragg.
Thomas. Okay.
Yeah, Tom Cragg.
Next
Congratulations on your
Yeah,
growth.
25%,
Galing,
ah.
25%.
I need to get myself a photo with that.
photo.
I haven't had a
Yes.
chance.
Yeah, so that's what we have.
What an exciting conversation, Francine.
Yeah, with
I
more.
think a lot of people will be very interested in following KMC and getting to know.
Such an exciting place to work in.
Yes.
With a lot of partnerships, more activities to happen, right? So, we wish we had more time talking to you, Gian, but before we let you go, can you give us some final words about what to look forward to in terms of the future of the office and KMC Solutions in particular?
Yeah. So KMC is obviously doing Flex, which is what we're calling the new product where you're allowed to work anywhere, starting with the most picturesque beach locations in the Philippines. So we're starting off with Siargao. We're starting off with La Union, but then there's going to be Boracay, Palawan when it opens back up. Things like that. I think what we got to understand is there's definitely a shift in what's happening in terms of the way we work, and it's not always a bad thing. Like I mean, it's allowing us to spend time with our families, but we also need to know that everyone's circumstances are a little bit different. Like you may not have the space. You may be in a condo by yourself. You may be living with in a multi-generational home, and it's really about like what our COO taught me, which is Tracy. She told me that everyone's situation is different, and being a good employer means trying to figure out how you can offer options to your staff and your employees to be able to either work near home, work in any of the locations that we have, or go back 100% to the office. We have a few staff here that prefer being in the office all the time because they want that separation from work and home where they relax.
Yeah.
So realistically, as employers and not just as a space provider, we've also had a long think about how we can be more flexible and offer a better balance of work and life for our employees.
And I guess that's very important,
Yeah.
especially since one of the issues also of this pandemic is mental wellness. Maybe
Yeah,
because of the
definitely.
prolonged isolation, prolonged quarantine
Yeah.
period.
That's
And
why we.
that's also played a lot of importance for us. Like our HR team has put together like phone sort of wellness So you can call up and talk to someone if you need to.
Well, it seems that the office is not just a space to work, and then
The way we work is changing,
Yes,
or
yes.
has changed.
Yes.
So that's a lot to think about, to absorb for company owners.
yes, even your mindset when it comes to being in an office space,
Yes.
right?
So that's flexibility, work-life balance,
Maybe caring as well.
caring. Yes. So thank you very much, Gian,
Yes, this won't be the last. Thank you for gracing our show.
our show. And this has been PairFect. I am Dina Ventura.
And I'm Francine Marquez. But before we let you go, mga katribo, we have a short video for
We'll
you to
be
enjoy.
watch out for the video messages from our
Greeters,
Greeters.
sponsors, friends,
Yes.
katribo,
friends,
family
Katribo,
members.
yes. So once again, thank you very much, and join us again next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Daily Tribune. This is Samantha Bernardo, Miss Grand International First Runner-Up for 2020. Happy 21st anniversary, and thank you so much for your service without fear and without favor. God bless you.
Hello, this is Sharifa Akil, Miss Asia Pacific International 2018, and I want to greet Daily Tribune a happy anniversary on your 21st year. You have always been a dependable and unbiased source of news and information, reporting facts as it is without fear and favor. I'm with you and celebrating this another milestone, and I have no doubt that you will have more in the future. Happy anniversary!
Hello, this is Roxy Bayans, the reigning Miss Philippines Earth. I just wanted to greet Daily Tribune a happy 21st anniversary. Wow, continue to inspire without fear, without favor.
This is Lindsay Coffey, your Miss Earth 2020, wishing a happy 21st anniversary to Daily Tribune. May you continue to publish news without fear and without favor. Wishing you many years of success and all the best for your 21st anniversary.
Hi, this is Gian Reyes, your Miss Philippines Earth Water 2020. I just want to say, I guess a happy birthday to the Daily Tribune, who is celebrating their 21st anniversary. You guys are amazing, and I know that your tagline is without fear, without favor. With that, I feel like, especially amidst this pandemic, we've all learned to really start living without fear and to start pursuing our dreams. And for me, it was being a part of Miss Philippines Earth. So I hope that you continue to project that message to all of your readers and to the Filipino communities. So yeah, have a very happy 21st anniversary, and I hope that we all get to work together in person very, very soon. Please stay safe, and you should all be absolutely proud of yourselves.
Without fear, without favor. Happy 21st anniversary Daily Tribune, sending you lots of love from Miss Asia Pacific International 2019.
Mwah.